Alright, good day, class. As promised, I am recording this lecture video as a means for me to be able to discuss still the lessons that we are going to be covering for our midterm examination. So for the first lesson, we are going to talk about vowel and consonant sounds. Now, since you're going to be discussing about vowel and consonant sounds, we are going to be referring or emphasizing largely how scientifically these sounds are produced and what are the proper way that these sounds should quote-unquote sound. No? Unsay tama na pag-pronounce ani, unsay tama na sound ani, and how should we be able to produce this kind of sound. Alright, so for our particular lesson, we are going to be talking about, we are going to be targeting this outcome for this week, distinguishing the different aspects of phonetics. So, mag-isgot tag phonetics. So, what is phonetics? It is a branch of linguistics that studies how humans make and perceive sounds, or in the case of sign languages, the equivalent aspects of sign. So that is what that is what phonetics is all about. A branch of linguistics that studies kung ginaunsa sa tao maghimo o mag-produce og sound, and or in the case of sign languages, how a particular individual creates signs that will help communicate. Now, there are three areas of phonetics. First, we have the articulatory phonetics, which studies the way sounds are made with the articulators. And the second one is the acoustic phonetics, which studies the acoustic results of different articulations. And the last one is the auditory phonetics, which studies the way listeners perceive and understand linguistic signals. So let's try to talk about what is or how does this particular or how does these areas of phonetics are attributed to and are identified. So we have here the IPA, or the International Phonetic Alphabet. The IPA is a system where each symbol is associated with a particular English sound. Now, IPA ang atong gamit ana, that is a system, right? Where a particular symbol, a written symbol, is associated with a particular English sound. By using IPA, you can know exactly how to pronounce a certain word in English. This helps in improving English pronunciation and feeling more confident speaking in English. Kasi nga, because we know what is the appropriate English sound that you associate with that symbol, then you can improve your pronunciation. Hence, you can speak confidently more in English, right? So, here are different IPA symbols, and these are word examples wherein you try to pronounce it accordingly. So, mo ni siya nga mga symbols, no? For example, this is I. This is pronounced as I, kani nga symbol. The big letter I, gani I. Pit, skin, thin, twin, kanang pina. Kalit lang, mas sinapa mo finger. Dili siya prolonged, right? You also have went, intend, send, let. You also have So when you pronounce it, cat, hand, nap, flat, have. Again, you have or rather. You also have you have fun, love, money, one, London, come. Na siya'y pasaka, diba? You also have here prolonged, put, look. No, not really prolonged, pero the pronunciation is put, look, should, cook, book, book, or look, like, regana ganyan sound. You also have here rob, top, watch, squat, sausage, and then the schwa sound, alive, again, mother. You also have another, this is the prolonged need, beat, teal. You also have the nurse, heard, third, turn, that sound that you produce, and then the a little bit prolonged, pero not really the taas masyado, like talk, law, board, yawn, jaw, And then you also have the prolonged oo, boot, lose, gloomy, fruit, chew. And then you have the fast, car, hard, bath. Kaganiha, ang pag-pronounce ani this is cat, hand, nap, flat, have. Kanipod, this is fast, car, hard, bath. So if you are going to, or if you are pronouncing it with me as I am going along with the pronunciations of these different IPA symbols, you can realize, no, na you are also having different way of pronouncing it by opening your mouth. But when I say in class, open your mouth when you pronounce, that only means that you really have to exercise your muscles to cooperate and to coordinate with you in producing these sounds that will become beneficial or that will help you in attaining, no, the right way of pronunciation or pronouncing such words in English. So here are short vowel sounds and here are long vowel sounds. Okay, we also have the diphthong vowel sounds. Examples: near, ear, clear. Kuha ninyo, sa Tagalog in Filipino, this is diphthongo. You also have here, if you can notice, ang iyahang sound is magikan sa imuhang tutod lang yun sa magtilao. You also have tear, beer, fear. Another A. You have air, there, care, stairs, peer, or pair. You also have A. Say for example, face, space, rain, case, eight. And you have oi, joy, employ, toy, coil, oyster. So you have diphthong vowel sounds. Now, what are the different manners of articulation? As you go along, it's not going to be easy learning what are these sounds are, per se. You are also going to understand that these sounds are going to be produced with the different manners of articulation. How you articulate a particular sound that helps you produce the sound that is expected out of that word. We have here 6 fricatives, plosives or stop, affricates, nasal, approximant, and lateral. What are fricatives? Let's first discuss what are fricatives. Fricative sounds include only a partial blockage of the vocal tract so that air has to be forced through a narrow channel. For example, you create a stop consonant when you block airflow completely with your tongue against the alveolar ridge. But if you let up with the tongue a bit and let the air sit through, you make an S fricative consonant. Okay, let's try to look at these consonant sounds that are fricatives. F. Kanabitaw there is, when you tag fricative, there is a partial blockage on the vocal tract. Nga, na ay air ipagawas. Muna siya, example. T. So to continue, we have here the discussion now of fricatives. Again, as we can all see, fricatives is when you stop a particular consonant by blocking airflow in or with your tongue against the alveolar ridge. Asa man ang alveolar ridge? When you produce the sound, di ba kanana siya sa likod, sa ngipon? Yeah, that's what we call the alveolar ridge. But if you let up with the tongue a bit, and let the air seep through, you make an S fricative sound. Say for example, S. You let your tongue, let up with your tongue a little bit, and then you let the air seep through, then you can produce the word or the sound S. Say for example, here are consonant sounds of fricatives. F, V, or the voiceless TH, the voice TH. Okay, example, F. Fool, Friday, fish, knife, V naman, vest, village, view, cave. Kung voiceless TH gani, thought, think, bath. Kung voice TH po siya, there, those, brothers, others. Kung S sound siya, we have here say, slide, tease, tassel. Kung Z sound po siya class, we have zoo, crazy, lazy, zigzag, and nose. Kung SH, shirt, rush, shop, cash. Kung Z, kung J, television, delusion, casual. Kung H, hi, help, hello. So these are the consonant sounds that produce fricatives. Another are plosives. Plosives stop consonants that occur when the vocal tract is closed completely. But for stops the airflow, it is not redirected through the nose. Instead, the air quickly builds up pressure behind the articulators and then releases in a burst. Example, consonant sounds that have plosives or stop. You have P. When you produce these words or these sounds, you already have their indefinite stop there. P, B, T, D, K, and G. Example, word examples. Pin, cap, purpose, pause, or bag, bubble, build, robe, time, train, to, late, door, day, drive, down, feed, cash, quick, cricket, sock, or girl, green, grass, flag. So these are plosives, which means when you tag plosives, there is stopping, no? Stop consonants that occur when the vocal tract is closed completely. And it is not redirected through the nose. Instead, the air quickly builds the pressure behind the articulators and then releases it in a burst like P, B, T, D, and so on and so forth. Okay. Now, we also have affricates. Affricates is when stop consonants mix with fricative consonants. The result is an affricate consonant. Affricate consonants start as stop sounds with air building up behind an articulator, which then releases through a narrow channel as a fricative instead of a clean burst as stops do. Example, you have here the consonant sounds that are affricates. We have CH or the ch and the J or the j. For example, choose, cheese, church, watch, or joy, juggle, juice, and stage. Pag mo tanawon, when we talk about affricates, stop consonants with a mix of fricatives. Balikan na to, what are fricatives? What are fricatives, gani? They involve a partial blockage of the vocal tract. F. Na there is a ubos. Try to look at this one. The sh and the sh sound. So if mo yung takaroon of affricates, they have mixture of fricative consonants. Therefore, the result now would become an affricative consonant. So, kung saan yung affricative consonant, they start as a stop sound with air building up behind an articulator and then will release through a narrow channel as a fricative. So, opposite to what plosives are, na complete stop gid siya, kani siya class, it is released through a narrow channel as a fricative. Muna siya gitawag na siyang fricative mixture with fricative consonants to produce fricative consonants such as ch sounds and the j sounds. So na siya, it starts with a stop, pero kasi nga fricative siya, then it contracts now on the alveolar ridges. Okay. Now, another is nasals. Nasal consonants are created when you completely block airflow through your mouth and let the air pass through your nose. Example, and such words as room, mother, mad, more, now, nobody, new, and turn. For sounds, you have king, thing, song, and swimming. So again, kung may tag nasals, these are created when you completely block airflow through your mouth and let it pass through your nose. Okay? So magamit yun nato to ang different body parts in producing these sounds. Approximants are when two articulators come close together but not quite close enough to create air turbulence. The resulting sound is more like a fast vowel than anything else. For example, the W approximant is a fast U sound. Say, U and I or A really fast, and you get the word Y. Notice how your tongue never actually comes in contact with the top of your mouth. Why? Iingon good ninyo na siya nga word, diba? You never see your tongue actually come close contact with your mouth. Say for example, you have here the consonant words that are approximants. R, J or Y, and then W. Examples: road, roses, river, ring, ride. If you try to look at these examples, your tongue never comes close in contact with the top of your mouth. Hence, the resulting sound is more like a fast vowel sound than anything else. See? O, roses, river, or yellow, usual, yesterday, yard, or walk, wall, wine, and whirl. They don't always come in contact with your tongue. Lateral class are consonants that are when the tongue blocks the middle of your mouth so that air has to pass around the sides. For example, love, lost. See, letter. When you pronounce these words na ay mohang dila, sa mohang alveolar ridges, so the air passes through the side of your tongue. Little and lollipop. Try to produce those, or try to pronounce those words as well so that you can see what I'm talking. Alright, so those are consonant sounds that are lateral. So what we have covered here in this study of phonetics are the consonant sounds that we have determined based on the usage of the IPAs, the different manners of articulation. So, o gato ang balikan karon, ang gato ang discuss, there are the three areas of phonetics: the articulatory, acoustic, and the auditory. IPA now is the system where each symbol is associated with a particular English sound, and by using the IPA, we know how to pronounce a particular English word, and this helps us improve our pronunciation in English, hence helps us to speak more confidently in English. So these are the different IPA symbols: short vowel sounds, long vowel sounds, and our diphthong vowel sounds. If we are going to talk about our manner of articulation as stated in this particular lesson, we have the 6, the fricatives, the plosives or the stop, affricatives, nasal, approximant, and the lateral. So I hope that you can help, or that this lesson or lecture video helps you understand better the lesson that we have discussed. Thank you very much for joining. See you on the next lesson or lecture video that we are going to. Thank you.